Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this channel. My name is Augustine Ambe. I want to share a document which was forwarded to us from Cameroon. We took this document. The document comes from, or is written by Felix Bayou, who is the representative who was sent to Nigeria to go talk with Buhari, President Buhari of Nigeria, about partnering to prevent Ambazonia from gaining its independence. Of course, that was reported widely, and we agree that that did happen. Now, this letter is coming from the same gentleman, addressed to Paul Biya. I think they are addressing it as part of the cabinet. And I've been reading what is on. For the few who have seen that document, they all said it's fake. But if you look at Cameroon, it's all built on fake. Cameroon is a fake country controlled by another. I think Gojidinka once said that Cameroon lives on lies. And the worst thing about it is that the liars do believe in their own lies. So we decided that this document may as well not be a real document. It's fake, as some say. But we decided to indulge. Because one of the reasons why we really decided to indulge is because, look, the Republic of Cameroon is under pressure from Ambazonians to end this war.
Yeah.
I think they themselves have realized that it was one adventure in Ambazonia too far. And right now, I think they're really looking for a way to get out. Because if they don't get out, they thought time was on their side, but they're beginning more and more to realize that time is not on their side. In fact, their army was on their side, but right now they're realizing that the army is not on their side. The international community that has given them time to resolve their Ambazonian problem or their Anglophone problem militarily is realizing that it's not going to happen militarily. And so their interests down there either is not protected. So there are many, many reasons why let me add another one. They tried their national dialogue. That did not work. They've talked about their fake autonomy to Ambazonian regions. That too is not working. So I think this time they want to get it, and this may just be their way of saying, let's first send this out and see what happens. And so for me, I say let's indulge. Now, I made a phone call to my friend, an analyst on our channel, Teres Bangawakai, just to see what he thinks about it, and we chit-chatted about it. I want to share that with you. I want to share that chit-chat with you, and that's us reacting to it, and I think we all should react to it, and we should react to it by giving the people putting out this document, for whatever reason, if they're fishing for ideas, if they're fishing for Ambazonian opinion, if they are testing the waters, let's allow them do it. Let's give them what they're looking for, because I don't think we should be shy about where we are in this struggle. There was a time when we're pretending to be one country, we're pretending that Paul Biya was our president, we're pretending that they have our interests in mind. We're pretending about a lot of things, and all of that failed us. I think we've reached a point where we're not pretending anymore, because we are assuming our independence. Let's assume that independence in thought and speak clearly to those who want to be involved in our issues, so that they know where we are. And if they want to meet us where we are, fine. But if they don't, then they know where we are. And I mean, our backs are on the wall now. We've accepted the worst. They've given their best, and their best hasn't been good enough. So let's speak clearly. If it's a fake document, then let whoever faked it, or whoever is for, because I mean, look, let me say something. There's no smoke without fire. Even if it's a fake document, it's fake because there's some reason. There's a reason for faking that document and putting it out there. we are down now, if you want to put it that way. He who is down need fear no fall. So we are where we can't fall anymore. So let's be able to speak clearly and address the smartest and the most stupid out there, because we are now free people to speak our minds.
Yes, I just got it actually about 5 minutes ago, and I've just read through it.
All right. Well, what do you think?
Well, the first thing is like, was it intentionally leaked? That's one of the first things that comes to my mind. How did this document get out? It seems to be a very sensitive document, right? So
maybe it's circulating within the elites of La Republique, and and somebody decided to send it out like it just did.
Yeah. Another thing that comes to my mind is that there's really nothing of substance here, because I think one of the conditions that I think would lead to durable peace is an international independent fact-finding mission. Why
don't we let's just read it line by. Can you go ahead and read it, and then we can take a look? Just go line by line and see what we think about it.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna try to read it word for word.
Yeah.
So it seems as if this document was written on the 4th of August, 2021, which is like 3 days ago. And it reads, Mr. President, in the days and weeks ahead, as you prepare to address the people of Cameroon, after several weeks of consultation with our international partners, below are the salient points they are recommending for us to solve the Anglophone crisis and guarantee the long-term stability of Cameroon.
Yeah, they shouldn't be calling us Anglophones.
Do you have the document? You have the document in front of you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, yeah.
Okay, so let me continue. Mr. President, despite our untiring commitment to the Grand National Dialogue, Special Status Regime, and military campaign, below is a summary of the following key recommendations from our international partners and supported by President Buhari of Nigeria.
So
he says he's the minister delegate. His name is, if I can read that, Felix Mbayu.
Yeah.
So I think this is the guy who was recently sent to Nigeria as a special envoy of President Paul Biya. So I think the way they are trying to fashion this document is that, there was a consultation by their so-called international partners, including Nigeria and obviously Mr. Buhari, and these are the recommendations that are being made to President Paul Biya. And that's why I think this thing is they're playing a game, right? They're playing a game.
Okay, so you don't think the document is authentic?
Well, I think the document is authentic, but their intentions are not authentic.
No, man, that's the way they see it. I think we have to see it our own way. Let's just go through it and see all the different points.
Well, I'm saying it my way, right? Anyway. So the first point is ceasefire. Issue a formal apology to the people of these our Cameroons for all crimes committed since 1961 and declare a unilateral ceasefire. What are your thoughts on that one, on the first one?
No, we've been shouting years ago that they should declare a ceasefire and do a unilateral ceasefire. And do the unilateral ceasefire. I mean, they started this thing. We did not invite it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is definitely in order. It should have happened years ago. In fact, they shouldn't have even started killing us. We are not doing anything that invited violence.
And what this statement is saying is that they believe that an apology to the people of the Southern Cameroon for all crimes committed since 1961 is sufficient. An apology is not sufficient. Right, that's my point of view.
Yes.
And I think those who are responsible for the crimes must be held accountable, especially for the crimes within the last 4.5 years.
Yes.
I think on an institutional level, reparations are due the people of the Southern Cameroon. There's no question about that.
No, I'm glad that they admitted that crimes have been committed. So,
yes.
And we've been shouting that because the crimes have been terrible.
So this is one of the reasons that I think that this document is questionable, because they're not going to come out and admit the commission of crimes and offering apologies. That's one of the points that we have to keep in mind regarding this document. But anyway, if you have nothing else...
Yeah, but this is a document written to the president. I don't know, man.
Well, maybe it was supposed to be an internal document and it's out. Again, we have to question how it got out. Right?
Yes.
Because we will become very cynical with these people.
Maybe they have already been discussing internally that, man, these are crimes being committed, what do we do? So they know, and they've been called out on it, like in Gabo and all those. So I think they've been crimes committed. It's been talked about internationally. They know it. So I don't see that it's a new thing for them to kind of. If this is an internal document being sent to Pobia to consider, then yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're all in the realm of speculation into the authenticity of the document. So that's in order. Okay. Point number 2. You want to read that, or you want me to continue?
No, let me read it. Amnesty. Grant amnesty to all victims of the Southern Cameroon, victims of political repression, notably the MRC and activists in the diaspora.
I have a problem with them conflating the issue of Ambazonia. Well, now, as they did themselves, are calling it the Southern Cameroons with the MRC.
Yeah.
And Camto, I think, in my opinion of Camto, is actually trans-African by excellence,
Yeah.
And I think obviously they have to resolve their own internal Cameroonese politics. But I really object to the fact that they're conflating the Ambazonian issue with that of the MRC.
Yeah, well, MRC has gone them back to sleep, if you want to call it that. They're not tearing down La République du Cameroun, so I don't know why they're trying to add them when they're trying to when this is talk about a war settlement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we really need a legal definition of amnesty, because amnesty assumes that we are citizens of that territory. That the person being granted amnesty has committed a crime or has admitted committing a crime. A lot of our people who are in jails in Boya, Bamenda, Kondengi, Mfu, all over the territory have committed no crime. Yes. So...
And another thing here is that they shouldn't be in a position to grant, unless they're trying to grant amnesty to people coming to their country. In our territory, as far as we're concerned, we are done with fighting them to get out their enemies. So we shouldn't be subjected to them granting us amnesty or anything like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's at this point it's good to point out that those who were picked up from Nigeria, the Naira 10, have already won a lawsuit against the Nigerian state, and the Nigerian state has been condemned to pay them for the refoulement. You know what I'm saying? That they experience. So anyway, the question of amnesty, I guess, how somebody of legal standing can address that.
Yeah, but you see, they are speaking like I mean, they have to assume that we are part of their country until they lose us, and when they're in the process of losing it. I think this damage control that they are looking for right now, and so I don't know that. So they're still looking. So amnesty to them is okay.
Okay, amnesty to them is them posturing that they are still
in control.
Authority. Yeah. I think we know they've never been a legal authority, and any legitimacy that they once had, I think they lost it over the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, okay, detainees, release all political prisoners or persons eligible for amnesty. That is obvious. I mean,
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela was released before anything else started happening in South Africa. So.
Yeah, he was released long before the general public knew that he was released, because he was released, put in a what do you call it, safe house, and then they had
in the mainland. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so number 4. Let me take number 4. Constitutional amendments. Initiate constitutional amendments to guarantee freedom of the press, political expression, fundamental human rights, and a smooth presidential transition. This is something that we've seen before from Yaoundé, and each time they've done it, they've never respected it. So it's a non-starter.
Yeah, but one of the things that we've been talking about is that there was never a constitution signed. You know, the constitution, they talk about amending their own constitution again, but this is a moot point, man. We are not going to go back into any situation where there's even a constitution that binds us with them. So
yeah, that's for their internal consumption. And if they wanna hold the French who vassalized leadership in that country accountable for their promises, that's up to them. I don't think we care about that.
Yes.
And the 5th point on this document is de-escalation. Initiate the withdrawal of government troops and rebel forces from the urban areas.
Yeah, now they can withdraw their government troops, but they have no control over our own defenders.
Shouldn't de-escalation and ceasefire be under the same topic, if you want to put it that way?
Yeah, I don't know why they separated it, but that's okay.
I think they separated it in order to identify quote-unquote rebel forces, but they have no control over that at this point.
No.
Yeah, so they are free to move out.
As far as I'm concerned, man, there should never be a day that it doesn't matter with whom we are associating, we'll always defend our own territory.
Yeah.
We'll never allow ourselves to be without our own forces carrying their own guns anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they have been moving out would be a great thing for them, because look at what they've done in the place. You remember the last song, their regular trademark, right?
Which one?
Kill, they beat, all of that stuff. Anyway, let's move on to number 6. You want to take number 6? Buffer zones.
Create buffer zones to facilitate a return of internally displaced persons and refugees.
Listen,
but let me ask you, why is there a need to create a buffer zone? Just tell the refugees to go back to their country after the troops pull out. Why do they need to create a buffer zone?
Well, I mean, that's why I really question the authenticity of this document, right? Because all of that falls under a ceasefire. I don't know why they're itemizing ceasefire separately from de-escalation and buffer zones and so on. And the question arises, if we take this document seriously, who is going to monitor the buffer zones?
Let me say this about the seriousness of the document. I think this document is authentic. I think I think it's intentionally leaked to get a feel of how we will take all of this, maybe. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say that this is fake necessarily. See, I think you're giving too much. Look, I don't want to be demeaning, okay, but I'm going to say it. I think you're giving too much intelligence that they should be bringing some of these things under one line rather than separating them. And there's probably a reason why. But I think that it looks like an authentic document. It looks like it's something. The only let me say that it looks like if this is a document, because you think that Pobia will know all of these things, and that maybe she doesn't. That they're writing a letter to him about. Yeah. So it could be a mise-en-scène, what they call in French a mise-en-scène, right? Mm-hmm.
So you know what that means. The reason I'm talking about all of these things about facilitating return of internally displaced persons and refugees. The question obviously arises, as I just said, who polices this thing? The reason that it's important is that you have a governor who once called out, referred to people as dogs, right?
Yes.
Then you have, he's still in his position. Is it under his administrative authority that these dogs are going to be allowed back?
Yeah, so what you're trying to separate is their war forces and the police and the administration of the territory, right?
They are one and the same. You cannot separate them. Because you also have an SDO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who the day after Biya declared his war went out and basically told the people. I mean, that is the guy that initiated the refugee crisis.
Yes.
Because he I don't know if he meant this or he did this unintentionally. He basically revealed their war strategy of burning villages, because he said he sent out a communique listing a number of villages and telling people that when we come, if you are there, you'll be treated either as a terrorist or an accomplice.
Yes. And
so when we begin to talk about creating buffer zones, somebody needs to police those buffer zones. Are the people who are returning to the villages that the deal of Mante or Bani, are they going to come back and be comfortable under his authority?
No.
Of a person, and the people in the entire Southwest region now, let us be administratively correct, come back and internally discredit this person to under the authority of somebody who called them dogs and threatened, basically dehumanize them.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that's the implication of some of the things that he is saying, that we're trying to say, okay, if we follow the logic of what we're reading here, how are these implemented?
No, it will not be implemented. These have to be done by neutral forces or by our own forces.
Yeah. So we assume that a ceasefire, a de-escalation, the creation of buffer zones needs to mean that as their forces move out, the administrators also move out.
Yeah, they move out, but those need to go together. They need to go together, and then we can take over the management of our territory. We do have boys on the ground who can. To be honest, our people don't need any of the. First of all, we're living like animals among them, and they're treating us like dogs. So they should just move out, and we'll take care of ourselves. But if the international community is really interested and they care about us, then they should bring in. Let me ask you this: do you want UN forces to come in?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind UN.
Why UN forces were in Ivory Coast. They did not play fair.
Well, the UN created this mess, right? I think we're now in a position, believe me, that we can decide, or the Ambazonia, let me just say we, because the Ambazonian people can now decide, can now dictate the type of UN forces to come in. They cannot be having forces from Gabon, from Cote d'Ivoire, from any of these francophonic South Africa,
including Nigeria. We cannot accept Nigerian forces.
Yeah, we cannot accept Nigeria. We have a history with the Igbos of Nigeria, the way they mistreated our people. So that's it, but I think
even Nigerians' posture in this whole struggle has not been very welcoming to our people. So we cannot have them come in.
Yeah, they were very instrumental in getting the leadership in jail. So we know that. I mean, but if we say, okay, we can definitely allow forces from a place like Ghana to come in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Ghanaians. I think the Ghanaians are one of the first ones to pull out of the UN.
We will accept Ghanaian troops. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, we will accept Ghanaian troops.
In Cote d'Ivoire, because they saw what was happening, right?
Yes.
They do not want to be part of that. So anyway, I guess we have experts who decide those things. We're just shooting the breeze here. Okay, then
consultation. Authorized and facilitate the ability of Anglophones on the home front to meet with their counterparts in the diaspora at the time and place of their choice.
Who is authorizing this? Paul Biya and his colonial regime?
Yeah, these are two governments speaking on about us.
Well, you know what? I think let me put it this way. Yeah, the colonial regime, the French colonial regime could act as a facilitator because they are setting laws that govern occupiers of territories. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they can act as facilitators to allow, people on ground zero to go to Addis Ababa or to Accra or to Kampala. Or
yes, and authorize their passports and all that. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
And give them specialized travel documents and so on, and they go and meet, their friends from the diaspora.
Yeah, no, does he say they were authorized to meet? Oh no, it says time and place of their choice. Okay, that's
their choice. Fine. Yes.
Okay.
And number 8, please take that.
Mandate: recognize a duly constituted body chosen after intra-Anglophone consultation and work with this team to identify a mutually agreeable mediator and venue for mediation.
Okay. So
let me say why this is not okay. Okay. We're not going to be mediating. We're not going to be having mutually identify agreeable mediator. Also, there will be a third party in there.
Yes.
And a venue. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
So all of the so-called mediation that they've been talking about over the past 2 years was a smoke screen, I suppose.
Yeah, but I think they really should be there, they should be there as observers, because or as a criminal or the person who abused the gift that they were given, because really La République had Ambazonia as a gift from the Queen of England. Okay, I think the only problem here is that they mistreated that gift. The gift went hot, like a hot potato, and right now we cannot. They shouldn't be part of deciding what happens with that gift. They shouldn't, because we are not a car. We are human beings, so we'll decide what we want to do with our lives. So they shouldn't be part of it, but they have to be part of it because they have been part of the destruction and all of that. Then that's fine. But I just want to make sure that what happens to us cannot be something that involves La République again, because I think they totally abuse the gift, and that gift is no longer there.
Yeah, I mean, in all of this, La République is positioning herself as some kind of
no, they're still treating us as part of their territory. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, as some kind of respectable government.
No, the gang of colonized areas.
They've lost the respect of the Ambazonian people. So, and I think they've lost the respect of a lot of parties in the international community, other than France. So.
And they've lost the gift that they received. That's it.
Mediation. Meet with the reconstituted Southern Cameroun's authority as equals to negotiate a future that ushers peace and prosperity for the people of both states. If we want to read that literally, we can say meet with the reconstituted Southern Cameroun's authority / government as equals to negotiate a future that ushers peace and prosperity for the people of both states, the Republic of Cameroun and Ambazonia.
Well, it will not be a government yet, because the people of Ambazonia have not elected a government yet.
Correct. So let's say it will be some sort of a recognized a team speaking on behalf of our people. So they basically, after all of this, they're going back to the consortium. You know what I'm saying? Because that's essentially what's going to be. It's going to be a consortium of this time of the real patriots who are going.
Yeah, well, I don't think we need to. It will just be a group. It can even be foreigners if we want it, but somebody who speaks on our behalf. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's not get semantic here.
Yeah, let's not get semantic there. But the two things that are important. You see, it's a meet with the reconstituted Southern Cameroon. I like the fact that they're calling Southern Cameroon. Say they're going back to 1961 now, or they're going back to before 1961. Because immediately after 1961, they started calling us something else. So this appellation of Southern Cameroon puts us where let me say this: if we had a right to vote on who to be part of, we have a right to withdraw that. And I'm glad that they're going back to Southern Cameroon, because we're going back to where we are, and we're not going to decide to join them, and we're not going to decide. We are going to go back to this position that our leaders at that time should have fought for, which was our independence, because that was the law, that was the international law at the time, which was violated.
This is a document that's coming 4.5 years too late.
Yes.
Because a statement like this in 2015, when the barrister filed the case at the Supreme Court, that they should show
how the authority over our land, yes.
Yes. Had they come up with a statement like this, then when the people of Ambazonia, the people of the Southern Cameroons, they have said, wow, these people are rethinking their posture. Maybe we're gonna go back to 1961 to East and West Cameroon. This is but so this thing is coming 4.5 years too late. It's coming 400 after over 400 villages have been burned. It's coming after million refugees have been created. It's coming after so much bitterness has been engendered.
Yeah, after our economy has been destroyed. This document is coming. You only talk about it. It's coming. Don't forget that this document, as the man is saying, is part of what the international community has agreed. Even to the international community, this is coming late.
Yes.
Because they have supported us in 2015, 2016, 2017. Some of this would have been possible. But they sat there waiting for La République to beat us, and La République has refused to beat us, and now they come and they talk about reconstituting Southern Cameroon Authority, as you know. So it's too late for all of them. We've paid too much to even have anything to do with La République du Cameroun ever again.
They were waiting for what that rascal Macron called stabilization, right? That's what they were waiting for to happen, but it never happened. Stabilization never happened. And the French were very vocal in their expression that they are the ones who are protecting the DR region from any kind of international pressure.
Yes. And you remember that when the thing started, they also said this thing will be decided in Yaoundé. They will be decided in Cameroon. Remember?
Yes, exactly.
So they were taking ownership of it, and so this document is coming 4 to 5 years late for both the Cameroonese, the French, and the rest of the international community, because they stood aside and just watch us fight for our lives. And now that they see that we're not going away, then this is coming up.
Ambazonians have lost a lot of people. We've lost a lot of people, but we also need to keep in mind the widows that La République has needlessly created for their own people, and the mothers in La République du Cameroun who've lost kids for no reason. This is something that should have been done, actually. That if this was done, assuming that this is legitimate and that this is an expression of noble intentions, and by the way, using the word noble intentions, they are on it's probably the first and last time I'm ever going to use them together, right? Because those people are...
There's nothing noble about them. There's nothing noble about thieves, man. There's nothing noble about thieves. Criminal. They themselves have admitted their own crimes committed since 1961.
I'm saying this because I want to share with the humanity of the mothers in La République du Cameroun who needlessly lost children in Ambazonia. I want to share the humanity of the wives who are widows today.
Now, those are people who chose to go and join the criminal army. So part of losing their lives was part of what they were signing. So our people just sat with not expecting all of this, and they came and devastated their lives when Ambazonian forces attacked them to go and attack people in their houses, children, babies. So no, yes. don't equate our people. The people that we've lost with what they've lost.
I'm talking about the wives, the mothers, the children, the orphans, who have nothing to do with it. Let's move on. Number 10, enforcement. Agree to an enforcement mechanism emanating from negotiation. That goes without saying. And ultimately, negotiations will be about the moving out. Hopefully, they do not move out the way the French moved out of Guinea-Conakry. But in this case, because they are being beaten and being beaten squarely by former farmers and former Okada drivers, they must, and I've stated this previously, reparations has to be part of your moving out. Yeah,
so they talk about enforcement mechanism, assuming that we'll still be together to enforce what? These are people we have had zillions of agreements with them, they never honored one. I mean, do these people think that we truly Anglo-fools? Is that what it sounds like, it doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I think they are finally waking up from the caricature that they are created of the Anglo-fool, but again, we're making all of these speculations based on whether or not, based on the fact that you think that this is a authentic document. I don't know.
Let me say this.
I've made my point as far as this goes.
Yeah, no, this is an authentic document. It's either what you call it's a sealer. They want to leak it out so that they get a seal. So that they get a seal.
Well, I think the feel that they're gonna get is often said in this struggle, until we reach Boya, or in other words, independence or resistance, forever.
Absolutely, that has been our war cry, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Until we reach Boya, and like you said, resistance forever.
It seems as if Paul Biya don't kill Thai finally.
Yeah, he don't kill with Thai. No. Look, we are not. We know. We have just too much information about what has happened. We have too much information about ourselves. We have too much information about the enemy. So there is no way. There was a time when we could be fooled. This time we will not be fooled anymore. And I think we've paid the price to be our own free people. So all these enforcement mechanisms, they'll be enforcing in La République du Cameroun, not in Ambazonia.
Yeah, we can have our buffoon, the UK commissioner in Yaoundé, to fly to, well, there's no longer a Tico airport. Maybe we'll fly to Bamenda airport and give the flag back to the constituted Southern Cameroon's authority. And let us complete that circle.
Yeah, no, the British will become involved again. If they want to do things legally, then the British have to come back and do things legally the way they should have, not give us as a gift to anybody.
I was saying that tongue in cheek,
No, I understand that. This is something that we've earned through war, so we probably don't need the British anymore.
Yeah, let them just stay where they are. Anyway, okay, man, let's talk later.
No, let me see how they conclude. Mr. President, we eager and respectfully await your recommendations on next steps. Rest assured that your entire cabinet is ready to support your public statement on these important issues. Mr. President, kindly accept our best wishes after a well-deserved stay in Europe. So who is supposed to be writing this? Who?
First of all, this man is what we call now an indigenous Ambazonian. They don't have any authority over.
No, wait. Who is saying? No, I'm asking. Okay, you see the way they come, Mr. President, can you accept our best wishes after a well-deserved? Who is we? Who is our best wishes? Who is our? Who are they?
The Cameroonese cabinet. I think it seems as if he's writing on behalf of the cabinet, because he said we eager, Mr. President, we are. I think they means the word that we are eager and respectfully await your recommendations on next steps. Rest assured that your entire cabinet. So we is referring to
the cabinet.
Gia's cabinet.
Yeah.
And we do know from various sources that even the man who's supposed to be the head of government has no power. You know what I'm saying? And
that's why they always. Man, where do you see in a country when they say this is the PM, then they come and say head of government? You see, when they give those empty positions to so-called Anglophones, they try to make them look. They try to use them. They try to milk as much as they can from that position. Here's the Prime Minister, the head of government. Where do they do that? Meanwhile, the man has absolutely no powers.
Why is it the minister delegate and not the minister of foreign affairs, for example? I know this guy was the special envoy that was sent to meet Buhari. They probably sent him because he's what they consider an Anglophone, and they thought that, maybe that had been placed into some kind of positive optics. I don't know.
Oh, he is an Anglophone. He's a so-called Anglophone.
Yeah, so anyway. So,
well, you know why they do that now? They do that because they want, these people are, they are con men. They're playing a game so implicit. Like have they ever appointed a francophone to represent La République du Cameroun at the Commonwealth?
No, I don't think so.
Have they ever appointed an Anglophone to be the ambassador to Nigeria, Washington D.C., London? Have they?
Not that I know of. I don't know.
So these are games that they're playing. And so remember that when they have the cases at the AU, they used to have this John Gute, who is an Anglophone, to go and represent, because they will not have a francophone go represent, because it will reveal the colonial status. It will reveal what is wrong with that country.
Yeah. But I think they've revealed it themselves during this crisis, because when you look at all of the soldiers that have been deployed in Ambazonia, they're all so-called francophones. They all speak French. In some cases, they're speaking in the Gulu dialect. So I think they've really exposed themselves in ways that...
no, we exposed them. We exposed them, including Paul Biya. The pressure was so hard on him that he actually said, "Oh, we've been trying to assimilate them." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's the pressure that we put on them, and they don't know how to handle it, because they always pick the worst. Colonizers always pick the worst people among the colonized people and give them power to govern the colonized.
Mm-hmm.
In a situation like this, it doesn't serve them well, does it?
Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting document. My opinion is that it may be meaningless. Let's see how things develop over the next few months.
I tell you why this is one of the reasons why this is authentic. There is pressure on these people to do something. Remember, the Biden administration already told them to resolve that situation. The boys on the ground are punishing them. I think if you give the army a little more time, they're going to desert. I mean, most of them are deserting already, anyways, and they're refusing to go fight. So give time again. There may be a mutiny in the army, because they don't want to be in that territory being treated like what some people call video games. So they are under pressure, and I think they're putting this out to kind of get a reaction from Ambazonians or the international community. I don't know. But they are under pressure to do something like this.
Yeah, it's not the Biden administration. It's in brute force being exhibited by the guys on the ground.
Absolutely, yes.
That has been a game changer.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk later, man.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So that is our take in response to this leak, this fake, this whatever it is. If they wanted to hear, yeah, they heard from us, and I hope that the rest of us should let them know where we are, so that people shouldn't waste our time, and they shouldn't waste their time. They shouldn't waste their time pursuing dialogues that are not real dialogues, or pursuing regional autonomy that's not really regional autonomy. Because right now we just want our independence. Anybody wants to bring something in front of us, it should be about our independence. We deserve our independence.